Hey, chick. So listen, this is a real conversation right here. So I'm just listening to all the little podcasts or whatever, especially like Willie D Live. He did a little good coverage about the situation with Puff Daddy and how the allegations that Cassie have against her, right? And everybody pretty much been covering it, but the Art of Dialogue interviewed Gene Deal again, and basically he was saying that even though he didn't really know Cassie, he did know Kim, and Kim basically had the same kind of situation going on, right? So that's what I want to say, because here's the thing, and it's unfortunate because as women we definitely are like not covered. We it's oftentimes we, especially if you're a woman of color, it's like you out here unprotected because the men gonna protect the men, and even women gonna jump on the side of the men a lot of times. And here it is, I found myself doing it. So I ain't talking about what I heard, I'm talking about what I know. And why are the dynamics like that? It's a whole lot of reasons, right? But my thing is, it's not just a situation for Hollywood. This stuff that's going on is real life stuff. Everybody goes through it, right? You may be fortunate enough to not have to experience those things, but don't think that just because it's not you, that it's not your homegirl, that it's not, somebody close to you. They just not sharing their journey with you. This is stuff going on. Like, man, sometimes you just have to speak your truth. You feel me? And it's like, I'm a firm believer of things that's, when they in the past, sometimes they need to stay in the past. But sometimes things from the past need to come up so that you can help another generation. So that you can make it make sense. So that you can link the then with the now. To show people that, no, that's not a new thing. This been going on, right? So I said all that to say, listen, people have a tendency to not want to believe this man not want to believe Cassie because of who he is, right? And a lot of times it's the same type of stuff going on in the hood. Dudes wanna, man, and I want to say the A word so bad, but if you know, but I'm trying to keep it real clean because the reality is that dudes and females, especially if you have grown up in the hood or if you are growing up in the hood, dudes who are doing that. Dudes who beating women. The dudes who raping women. The dudes who are doing all kind of things to different women, right? And what happens? They still get the benefit of the doubt. We would think of a reason why it's the female fault. In this situation, oh well, she stayed with him. Oh well, it took her too long to say anything. And it's like, too long to say. Some women never tell. Some never tell. Some never get the courage to tell. Oh, it's a money grab. Well, listen, if it's some money to grab and he took her up through there like that, she ought to grab every last dime that she can. Because it's some women don't get to. Ain't no money to grab. You just went through what you went through and ain't no money. Ain't nothing but humiliation at the end of that. Ain't nothing but some therapy at the end of that. If you get smart enough to go ahead and get you some after what you been and went through. Right? It's dudes every day who taking women through that type of stuff. Whether they beating them, whether they mentally manipulating them, whether they just, like I said, taking from them, whether it's money, whether it's sex, whether it's dudes every day taking women up through there. But see, the thing is, with Puffy, see, people got so used to him dancing around and Harlem shaking and this, that, and the third till you don't want to believe that he was on that type of time, right? Same with everyday life. When dudes have a certain type of reputation, or they present well, or they just popular, they the man, everybody want to get on the benefit of the doubt. Everybody want to say all the reasons why. Ain't no way he'll do that. He got too many women. He ain't got to do this. He ain't got to. Yeah, they don't have to, but a lot of times they'll be the main ones that do. They do. And that's the reality of it. And sometimes I don't know if me and y'all just want to give y'all homeboys the benefit of the doubt. Y'all just don't want to think that maybe because you may not be the type of dude that do it, you just don't want to think that he did it. Your homeboy, your best friend. The most popular dude in the hood, the person, the robber that everybody's scared of. You don't want to let it come out your mouth that you heard that he did such and such, or that you believe it. You want to be on the safe side, right? He did it over and over and over again. He ain't just stopped when he did it the first time. He kept doing it. And see, I have to question. Like I say, we very unprotected as women. And then when you show up in your masculine, how I often do, then that's too much for a dude, right? But then you don't understand how, listen, you've been out here unprotected. If you don't protect yourself, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? I didn't come up with an older brother. So the dudes that were around me that wasn't trying to holler at me, they became my brothers, right? So guess what? Got a team of brothers. Because I didn't have an older brother. But guess what? Even my team of brothers, they really couldn't protect me from things that was going on. Why? Because they was dudes out the hood too. So again, like I say, a lot of times they don't really want to believe that this dude is, this dude or these dudes are doing, what you as their little sister telling them. But they know your character. They know you ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? But still, because dude may be who he is, they don't disassociate themselves from with buddy. Right? And that's and that's what we have to start doing. We have to start learning to call a spade, right? It is what it is. If that's the type of dude he is, then so be it. That's just what he is. And guess what? Yeah, the girl, she may be fast, or she may, be, hey, maybe she was somebody like me. She was that baby in her day. So she was able to deal with whoever she wanted to deal with. And she did. That don't make right whatever somebody did to her that she said no to, that she was not with, and they still thought they had a right to her. It don't make it right. But you have so few people who be willing to stand up for the woman and say, yeah, she might have did X, Y, and Z, but the way this girl is built, if she say no, that's what she owns. She ain't playing with you. She ain't making you think that it's this when it's not that. She mean what she say, and she say what she mean. If she own that, she own that, and she'll let you know that's what she own. Right? And then you look at when I'm gonna go back to the celebrities. You look at this man was dealing with her when she was young. Of course he had influence on her. Of course he did. Ain't no sense in saying he didn't. He got money. He's older than her. Absolutely, he has a whole lot of influence on her. Absolutely, he may be able to make her do some things that, women will be like, how I do going? They can't make you have sex with this and this. Listen, women built different. It's a lot of women that are built very, very different. You have homegirls that when you listen to the stuff they done went through, in your mind you saying, man, ain't nowhere in the world how you ever let buddy try me like that. Yeah, but guess what? Your homegirl mind ain't like yours. She ain't built like you. She might didn't have a daddy. Or maybe she a little scary. She don't want to fight nobody. So she just, tuck her tail a lot of times. Everybody built different. And it's things that you may not go through, but somebody else very close to you, like I said, they will, and they have. And some of them shame of things that they not been through. But one thing about me, boy, listen, let me tell you something. I ain't shaming not nothing. I'm not shaming nothing. And I totally take accountability for the things that I did that was not right. I also take accountability for the situation that I may have placed myself in that led to things happening to me. Now, that is where I say, women, we do have to be more accountable. We do have to be more mindful of who we dealing with, why we dealing with them. And when they start showing us a little bit of anger, a little bit of aggression, that go too far. One time you went too far. Don't let it be 2 and 3 times that you let them go too far. Understand me? We do have to take accountability for those things, for the red flags that we allow to go unnoticed, or that we allow to pop up too many times. Because sometimes we have heard that. We have heard about them, or we have seen stuff. Some kind of way you may have had a clue drop to you, right? But you didn't care. Same with like Lil Young Miami. Okay, now all this stuff coming out, she already showing you that he got influence over her too. Cause who come out talking about they like to get peed on? But these young girls in these days time, they're a whole different breed. But just the fact that her mindset is what it is, that you're comfortable enough to say that, and that's all right. And ain't nothing all right with that. Because whatever you do in the dark, like, that's your business. Like, the fact that you all like that tells you that it's a little something, ain't a whole 100 with her. Right? But here it is, she getting all kind of clues. But guess what? Things are going great for her right now. At least in the public. But guess what? It was always going great for Kim and Cassie in the public too. Mr. too. Right? But like I said, you get hints. You get clues, you get red flags. But now if you keep turning a blind eye to it, the accountability definitely falls in your lap. Do that make it right for the guy to keep doing it just because you had clues and you should have paid attention? No, it don't. But it's still wrong for that, and you still have to hold him accountable for what he's doing. Yes, he still has to be held accountable, and that's the thing that like I said, I feel like a lot of men don't hold men accountable in their bad doings. Why? Because either you've done it before as a man, somebody, your best homeboy do those kind of things, or you just don't want to see a man be taken down, or you don't want to see them, looked at in a certain way, or maybe because of who the female is, you don't want to make her, you don't want to esteem her over him because maybe you don't like how she move, or maybe you feel like, oh, well, she had it coming, or this, that, or the third. So if you got to pick her or pick him, you're going to side with him. Wrong is wrong, man. Like, listen, I don't understand it. If my brother did it and he know, if it's my brother, bro, you is wrong. Will I help get you a lawyer? Yes, I will. Will I come visit you? I will, because you're my brother. You, if it ain't my brother or my daddy, listen, I don't plan on making no more trips to the jailhouse. Y'all can have it. I had my days of that, been there, did that. No more. Right? But when he wrong, he's dead wrong. You hear me? And if I don't tell him that he's wrong and I make him feel like he's right, I'm wrong. But I just say time out for making dudes especially feel like they okay doing some of the things they doing. If you got a partner that's beating his old lady, bro, and you don't tell him he wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong. If I got a homegirl, she hitting on dude, and dude keep hitting on her, you think I ain't gonna tell her, listen, buddy gonna kill you one day. I'm definitely gonna tell you, buddy gonna kill you one day. You better keep your hands to yourself. Listen, if you gotta do that, you need to leave, buddy. Like, ain't nothing cool about that. And I say that, and I lay hands too. In my ignorance and in my anger, right? But that ain't the move. You keep your hands to yourself. You don't force people to do nothing, whether it's mentally forcing them, whether it's physically forcing. You don't do that. You don't do that. Like, what's wrong with you? Ain't nowhere in the world you should ever feel like you have to force somebody. That's something going on with you. And I noticed a lot of times, dudes that was robbers, they was also rapists. I said it. Hey. I'm going to say it again. A lot of time coming up, dudes that was robbers, they was rapists. If you take one thing in one way, shape, or form, you will take another. You will. If you will steal, you will take it. You'll take something from a female. You'll be overly aggressive with her too. If you will do it to men, you definitely would do it to women. You will steal from a man, rob him, steal, scam. You definitely will beat, rape, and everything else a woman, because she's an easier target in your mind. But you just that weak of a man, though. That's really what it shows. You just that weak of a man. See, a lot of times, man, listen. A dude, you may never know the terror that goes into when a man lays hands on a woman and she in fear of her life, or when he's trying to take her womanhood from her physically. You don't know how that is to be fighting with a man and you sweating and he sweating and you trying to keep him from entering you. Like, that's a whole different level of intensity, of being afraid, of like fighting for your life. Like, listen, I guess that's why I can't, man. It ain't a thing around here but a dog that scared me. You hear me? Cause when you not being put in some situations where you fight for your sex, like buddy he actually finna take it from you. Man, let me tell you something. Hey, well, I guess you finna do what you have to do, cause not today, Jack. Not today. You hear me? Like, you finna fight for it. Boy, listen, okay. But that's me. I understand that. Listen, everybody ain't cut from the cloth that I'm cut from. Everybody don't want to fight. Everybody don't have no fight in them. Everybody can't fight. Some people scared. You talk loud to them, and you ruffle their feathers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't knock a female who don't have, that dog in her. She just don't. She's probably married, and I ain't, cause I got that dog in me. And a lot of times a man don't like that dog in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a catch-22. You got it in you, so it's some things you're never gonna be subject to, or you can handle it when it comes. Sometimes, but then in other ways, those characteristics, a lot of men can't deal with them. Right? I have had dudes tell me, you think like a man, you talk like a guy, you act like a guy, you be around too many guys, everything you can name, I've heard it. But I was raised from 12 to now by a man. Understand me? I was raised by a man. So my natural tendency is to think along the lines that they thinking along the lines of, because what was taught to me was taught from a male's perspective. Understand me? So I have to try hard to tap into my feminine, right? And I can, and I do it. I do that thing now. But boy, don't sleep on the girl. You hear me? But it's like I just get tired of. That's why I did my podcast, CHIC-CHAT, because it's so many things that affect us as women, and we really need to tap into it, and we really need the side with each other sometimes. Should I like JT Money? I hate H's and H's hate me. Like, I came up feeling like that. You know what I'm saying? I came up feeling like that. Why? Because I had mommy issues. Right? So me and women, like, that was an issue for me. And a lot of times when you watch how women move right now today, when you watch how they move, you watch how they sneaky, they slimy, they wait for you to stop dealing with somebody so they could go ahead and deal with them. They would deal with them while you dealing with them. You have girls who you think they're your friend, but they doubling back every which way they can, talking about you behind your back. Like, women can be some of the slimiest ever, right? So it's hard to want to do anything, positive for them, with them, standing beside them, kumbayaing with them, not side-eyeing them. Like, it's hard to do that when you really understand where they coming from and how they play. When you understand them whole games, you don't want no parts of them, because then you know that them whole games gonna bring out that dog, right? So to keep you from having to go pay a retainer at Knee Jane, you just go ahead and stay away from me. You know what I'm saying? You keep yourself clear and out the way, like I do, right? But the reality is that, you know, you might can't do nothing for these old brides. You know, you might can't do nothing from they was raised how they raised. They stand on the bull crap that they stand on, and it might don't be no help for them, right? But it's the young ones that's coming up. We can show them the right way. We can teach them that, hey, baby, you ain't got to stay in that relationship getting beat up, getting broke up, getting took up, down, and through that. You ain't got to stay in there a year and deal with that. Let alone speak up 5, 6, 20, 30 years later. No, you got an auntie, baby. And she say, talk, tell, what's happening? Let's run it with him, his mama, and his daddy. Like we're going to run it. What's happening? What's going on? Speak up. Like, we have to make our young girls feel safe. And as women, if nobody out here making us feel safe, who gonna make the little girls feel safe? We got to do that. But that means we got to have some dog in us to give them a platform where they can feel safe to come home and say, hey, this what happened to me when I went out with him tonight. Mama, I wasn't being grown. You know, I thought we was just gonna kiss, and then he started, you know, doing this and that, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want him to do that, Mom, but I didn't want to tell you because, you know, I thought you was gonna whoop me. Because, like, we have to create a safe space for women, girls, everybody to come and be comfortable saying, hey, this is what happened to me. I was talking to my homegirl, and she like 10 years younger than me, right? So for the same dude to have tried to rape her, who was the neighborhood rapist, like that really blowed me. Like, girl, he tried, he did that to you too. And it's like, this dude is looked up to by some people, scared of by other people. And it's like, no man had been brave enough or poked his chest out enough to check this dude over the years. And I had a homeboy who asked me point blank period, hey, you want me to kill him? And I said, no, sir. No, sir. You hear me? Even then, I knew to say, no, sir. No pause of that. Right? But the reality is that you have very few people who up and go to bat for women and kids. And, you know, we tend to just want to blame the woman and nitpick her and find things that's wrong with the woman. Why it's okay, she waited too long. Oh, she was there for the money. She knew how he was. You know, this, that, or the third. Listen, ain't no excuse for misbehaviors like that. Ain't no excuse. Yes, women, we do need to be more accountable. Stop playing with these dudes. If you don't want to be bothered with them, don't go nowhere with them. Don't go out to eat. Don't take their meal. Don't take their money. Don't take their $40. Don't take nothing. You don't want to be bothered with them. Leave them alone. Period. Stop stringing them along. And then when they do something to you and hem you up, then, you know, now you looking crazy. But then he was feeling like you was feeling him and thought it was okay. No. You was just trying to get light bill money from him. You was just trying to finesse and go out to eat with him and, you know, get what you could get you a hairdo, some lashes or whatever you trying to get up out of buddy. And he felt like, okay, well, I'm going to get something for that. If I'm going to pay for that, then I'm going to get something for it. Right? Like, you got to stop playing. You can't you can't play them games because a lot of females done got in jammed up playing those kind of games. Don't go nowhere with buddy. If you ain't into buddy and you know you ain't into buddy and it's nothing he could say to change your mind to make you want to date him, leave him alone. Stay far from him. That's your best bet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many different case scenarios that I could give women to say, listen, don't do that. Don't go nowhere, buddy. Don't take nothing from him. Not rent money, not nothing. Leave him alone. When he starts showing you signs that his anger can go too far, when he start aggravating you, calling you a million times, and you ain't like, pay attention to that. Get far from buddy, man. There's too many things happening to women. It's too many. Even the young lady who husband just killed her. Man, it's too. Listen, it's sad. And I tend to believe like she ain't even Google buddy. One thing about me, listen, my friends, dudes I done mess with, listen, one thing you know about me is, boy, I'm gonna find out. Boy, I'm gonna see about you. I'm gonna see about what's going on with you. I'm gonna run that name. If my homegirls can't tell me about nothing going on with you, I'm gonna do my own research. Boy, I could work for the feds. You hear me? You hear me? If I tell y'all sometimes how I done found out stuff, you will be amazed. You hear me? I done surprised my own self sometimes with some stuff. Promise you. Sometimes it's some people that just have that gift. Like it's some things that just drop in my spirit. And when it's on go, it's go. And it's like, boom, when I go see about that, it's there. It's right there for me. You know what I'm saying? Some people just naturally nosy, you know, and they're able, that ain't really my thing. I only want to know about things that have to do with me or somebody, you know, back in the day, somebody might come to me and say, hey, you know about this and that? Okay, then it's an interest to me. But other than that, if it doesn't directly affect me, it's really not an interest to me. Right? But if you trying to be on my team, I got something to do with you, boy, I'm gonna see about you. I'm gonna see about what is going on with you. And like I said, it may take me a minute, but guess what? I'll probably find out about it before you tell me. So either way, I won. Either way, I found out. And women, you have to do the background check on these dudes. You got to run their name. You got to put their name in Google. Everything is on there. I came up at a time where, boy, you just had to go off your intuition, or you just had to pop up and catch them in the midst of whatever. And I did that too when I was coming up, right? But nowadays, it's so much information at your hand. It's just no reason for you not to know some things, right? Some things is there. Just put their name in Google, baby. You'll be surprised what come up. And if their first name don't do it, put their first and middle name in there. Thank me later. You hear me? Some stuff will come up that will surprise you. But I'm saying you have to do the homework. You have to be diligent in this day and time, because it's some monsters out there. It's some good guys turned monsters. Yeah, they was all right back in their day, and maybe they never, used to do certain things. But nah, life done took them through some things, and they ain't as nice as they used to be. They done got used a few times by women, and they just not the guy that they once were, right? So you need to know that. You need to pay attention to those attributes, those personality traits that they give you. Pay attention to all of that, and me being, the kind of person I am, that does not make me exempt from, experiencing a bad guy. Because bad guys dress up as good guys all the time. And sometimes you don't find out how terrible he is until a year or two down the road, right? People can front for a long time. So I'm not saying that, I ain't gonna get, no, I done got tried, I done got took up through that, all of that. But it certainly wasn't as bad as it could have been, right? Because, listen, it ain't nearly as bad as what it could have been. And God forbid it won't never be. You hear me? God forbid certain things from going on, because, I'm trying to walk in my accountability and be accountable for my decision. I'm trying to make the right decisions. I'm trying to get going when it's time to get going too. I'm trying to not even entertain you or be around you when you're showing me certain things. And as women, we just have to stand on that. Like, everybody ain't good people, period. So that's that. And I just wanted to tap in to that conversation, because everybody been talking about Diddy and Cassie. And like I said, with the young lady who just got killed in Orlando area by her husband, that was a big thing going on. And it unfortunate, beautiful girl, may she rest well. And I just, I want to see a better situation for women, and I want to see a better situation for men standing up for women. Like, I know my brother would stand up for me, but like even he said, if you and somebody into it, I need to find out what you did first. Now that's kind of funny and fair to a certain degree, but on another level, like, it just proves that we don't give our women the benefit of the doubt. Like, we just have to say that, they did something to cause something. You understand? And it ain't always that they did something to cause something to trigger something. Sometimes these men just out of control and nobody has checked them. No other man has checked them. Men are scared to check the man, to tell him, bro, you wrong. You ain't had no business doing that. You scared to let that fly out your mouth. You're a grown man and you scared to tell another man that. Oh, that's his business. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Okay. Like, no, it's all right to say you wrong, bro. Respectfully.
You know where I'm at.